Alright, just started up my audio. Yo, welcome back to another bike video, man. Got the times on today. Time attacks. It is 11 in the morning. So we're gonna go for a ride. Alright. It's pretty windy. It's also pretty cold. And I just realized I forgot to put my gloves on. Thank you, sir. You waited for me. Alright. See if I can put my gloves on right now. Oh my God, it's really windy. So I watched the footage from my first time I tried this mic setup. I was really surprised it worked really well. There was no wind noise. I have like a face cover in my bag just in case it's too cold for my face. All right, I'm gonna close the clasp of my gloves now. So I have my ISO floating between 100 and 400. I wanted to try that out. Maybe I'll change it mid-ride. But when I started my recording, I was like, man, that's really dark. apologize ahead of time for all the sniffing. I try to blow my nose to prevent that, but I feel like it's just gonna be constant when it's this cold. It's about 45 degrees right now. I think the high temperature for today is 50. What we got? What we got? We got the green. That's what we got. So we are headed to basically the art museum. Because there's a popular road for cycling called MLK Drive. Man, it's windy. It's even pushing my front wheel. Definitely warm enough though. All right. Gonna have to stop up here. So yeah, I have the drops back on today. Feel much more at home with these. Oh, we have the green. Wow, that was like perfect timing all around. Usually you get hung up somewhere crossing that, but I just flowed right through. Got the lucky lights. Too early for this to be congested. Sometimes the line for the Rocky statue goes across that whole path. All right, this part kind of sucks. I almost would rather get on the road with that dude pulling out. That's the first you let me go. Ugh. Alright, so yeah, this is the closed road. This whole bridge is closed. And then MLK Drive over here is closed for a while. And then it opens back up to cars. But I think they close it on the weekends. So a lot of roadies right here. For some reason, it's only my left nostril that has snot flowing. Will I get in the drops today? Probably not. Mostly because I don't have a gimbal on my chest. So if I tilt down, you're not gonna see anything. It's gonna be like this. So I'd have to manually tilt the camera. I'm just trying to chill and ramble anyway today. I haven't used these time attack pedals for a while. I've been using the toe clips and straps only for like past month. There's a few reasons. I think they look cooler. You can also stand on, you know, the other side of the pedal. So you can pedal, you can ride your bike without being, you know, in the clips. Whereas with like time attacks, since these are so like small, you know, they're like the low profile ones, you kind of just have to clip in. You're not really gonna just stand on the pedal without being clipped in, which kind of sucks for me. I don't know. And the main reason is because I accidentally unclip like pretty often. I originally had SPDs. I unclipped a lot. That's how I broke my shoulder. But the times are a little better. I've only unclipped like twice. But also part of it is just me learning that obviously you can't twist your ankle while you like whip skid or you're coming unclipped. But yeah, with toe clips, it's not like they're gonna break. So you can go as crazy as you want with those. And your foot's not gonna come off the pedal because it's literally inside of a enclosed leather strap, you know. Also the shoes, I like to wear normal shoes. I like to be able to walk around. I like to be able to put my feet on the down tube without worrying about scratching my frame with metal things that are on the bottom of my shoes. As you can probably tell, I think about this a lot. But I have them on today because, I don't know, not doing anything crazy. I like to have that extra power. It makes you feel more connected to your bike, for sure. Like you can pull up to pedal and there's like no movement at all. It's just instant, like you're just glued to the pedal. And like sometimes with toe clips, I do pull up to pedal sometimes, but like my foot moves like a whole inch off the pedal, or like half an inch or whatever. I don't know, so it doesn't seem as worth it on toe clips to pull up, whereas SPDs, it's like it's almost just clip-ins in general. It's just like a no-brainer. Like, why not pull up? There's no like loss really. It's crazy how many leaves there are compared to like just a few days ago. was so funny when I put my drop bars back on, and I did a grocery run yesterday. Went to Aldi and Trader Joe's. And as soon as I put the drop bars on and got on my bike, I was like, what? Like, this is really what my bike felt like before? It's crazy how much you can get used to changes on your bike. Like, at first, it just feels so weird. And you're like, I can't use this. And then like 20 minutes later, you're like, oh, it feels normal now. And it's mostly like position and like handling that I'm talking about. Like, I got back on my bike with the drops, with these drops. And I was like, did I really sit like this all the time? How does this not hurt my back? And now I'm used to it again. And really, it doesn't hurt my back. It probably would if I like didn't have good posture, but I keep my back pretty straight. So I'm chilling. And my old bike was too small for me. So the seat was higher, you know, relative to the top tube. And the bars were a lot lower. So this bike feels like a cruiser compared to that. So hopefully after this, checking out this footage, I'll have like a pretty good grasp on like what settings I should use. I think maybe I made a mistake going to ISO 400 max. So I'm just paranoid that right now as I'm passing through these shadows, the exposure's like going crazy trying to correct it. Maybe not, I don't know. But like back on the streets, it was like, it looked super dark when I was in the shadows. But it's tough because, like, yeah, it looks cool to be riding through like all these dark shadows and stuff where you just can't see anything. But sometimes I want to show what's in the shadows, you know, like I was trying to film my bike in a shadow and you couldn't even see it. Maybe I should just film my bike in the sun. I don't know. Well, anyway, we'll try it out for this video. See what happens. So I ordered a new SD card. I didn't realize how cheap the huge SD cards are. Like 256 gigabytes. And it's like $40 or something like that. Not even $30. And like I just recently bought like a 32 gigabyte one or 64 or something for like $15. Like, come on. Amazon should just have a thing like on the screen right next to the 32 or 64 gig. Like, yo, you can spend $15 more and have like a million times more space. Because the reason I got a new camera in the first place, I had a GoPro Hero 4. You can see my videos. The center of the lens is scratched, so it's really foggy. And it made me so annoyed that I decided to try and buy a new lens and replace it myself. So I did that. I took it all apart. There was one little tiny ribbon wire that I accidentally pulled out that I wasn't supposed to during my attempt. And I was like, oh no, like there's no way I'm getting that back in. But I did get it back in. And it took me like 5 tries of like taking everything apart, all the tiny little screws, putting it back together. And finally, it worked. But the problem was, I think I touched the sensor. One of the little parts was the sensor. And I like touched it with my finger, I think, because the image was super blurry. So I like tore it back apart. Oh no, I didn't tear it back apart, because one of the screws, I stripped out the head of it. Like, you know, I rounded out like the face of the screw. So I couldn't use my little Phillips head. And I just gave up. And it's still sitting on my desk. And then I was just like, screw it. And I just bought the newest GoPro. But I'm glad I did, because I realized how much better like the picture was. Like for some reason I was convinced that I could just fix my GoPro 4 and it would look just as good as the newer GoPros. It's like I heard somebody online that was like, oh, I still use the GoPro 4, I choose to, because of this and that and the audio or whatever. I was like, okay, I'm gonna fix mine. But no, dude, the picture quality on this camera is crazy. All right, that was a good blow. I'll have to do it again in 5 minutes though. So yeah, sorry if I'm boring you with all this talking. So the GoPro 11 has a almost square sensor, and it's much bigger than the previous GoPros. So imagine you're filming 16:9, which is the normal aspect ratio to film in, So that means you're not using the rest of the square above it and below it. So what they do is they use all the rest of that sensor for like stabilization. Like for example, there's a horizon lock thing. So you can spin the camera. You can point the camera at somebody and you can spin the camera and it'll stay completely level the whole time because it'll rotate the image in that sensor, which is pretty wild. I don't think they came up with that though. I think it's like a normal thing now for action cameras to have that. It's kind of a no-brainer, really. And the in-camera stabilization is so crazy. Like, I'm glad I did my research because I didn't even know that it existed. I don't even know if the GoPro Hero 4 has any. But this thing does. And it's wild. My foot is starting to hurt a little bit. My right foot. I don't know, something about these pedals and shoes. You can't move fore and aft. So it's like if you're in pain, you're just kind of stuck there. And you can't even experiment with where you want your foot to be not painful. Because you have to loosen 2 bolts while you're off your bike, move the little thing on the shoe, get back on your bike, you know? Like when you have just like toe clips, you just like move your foot a little bit. This guy's beeping at me. Beep. Maybe because I'm swerving around, he doesn't like it. Or maybe he's cursing me out saying, get on the bike path. Yeah, I don't know. Probably won't use the time with Dax anymore. I don't know. I just think the toe clips and straps are just so much, they're more fun to like pick out parts for pedals. They look way cooler. They're more fun. It's like another skill to learn, like getting in and out of them. Maybe that's weird, but that's how I think. All right, what's gonna happen here? We got nobody. Ugh. Yeah, I like learning skills and like getting into the toe clips. It's like another skill, and I want to keep learning. I want to be able to get in them when my cranks are spinning really fast. I want to be able to just, you know, get in them easily. Like first try. Yeah, that is the one huge advantage. I wouldn't say huge because I don't really take my feet off my pedals that often. But if I do, and I'm on clipless, I can just put my feet on the pedals, push down, and I clip in. but for toe clips, you got to get in the clips. But also, dragging your foot on the tire to slow down. I feel like with clipless shoes, you have to worry about the metal part. On your tire. Pretty warm now. My SD card might die soon, by the way. Might get filled up. So I do not have the new 256 gigabyte one in here. Got a crossover here. We're gonna do it right now. Was that? Really hope the exposure's good. I think it will be. Like, there's no way it's at ISO like 400 here. Like maybe here, but in the sunlight. Yeah, but also there's such a big contrast. And I'm worried it's kind of too much. Going 400, 200 between all the shadows and all the sunlight. Or maybe it's not going all the way to 400 when the shadows are brief. There it is.